I'm Cece, and today I'm going to walk you through some of my favorite stretches for the hip flexor. So let's get started. Okay, so this first one you have probably done at some point or have definitely seen people do it, but it's the butterfly. So bring both the soles of your feet together, knees out. If this is all you can do for now, that's fine. As you can progress, you can add a little bit of pressure very gently with your elbows here or the palms of your hands. You just don't want to force it too much whenever you're stretching. You want to make sure you go nice and slow so that you don't injure yourself, and just breathe into the stretch. Each of these stretches should be held for at least 30 seconds so that you see a change in the muscle before moving on. And you can do it a few different times. So you can hold for 30 seconds, release, and then come back into it. Each time you go back through that stretch, you might notice you can go a little bit deeper into the stretch as well. So try doing each one 2 to 3 times. Pick your favorite from the series and let me know which ones you enjoy the most. So next up is the lunge. So this can be done either, kneeling, or it can be done in a standing position as well, but I'm going to show it in the kneeling position. So bring one foot in front of you, the other leg, the knee is on the ground, and you're going to tuck your seat under. So this is really gonna get into that. I'm already feeling it in my right hip flexor before I even lean forward, just by tucking my hips under here. So for some of you right here, this might be enough for right now, and that's okay. Just making sure you're breathing into that. Your torso should be nice and tall, and then if you want a little bit more, you can lean forward into that lunge stretch as well and feel the nice stretch through that hip flexor and the right quad for the side I'm working here. Again, holding for 30 seconds, and then you would switch to the other side. So let's go ahead and do that. Switch sides, again, tucking those hips under, making sure we're breathing, inhaling, exhaling, and leaning into that right knee, just very gently. And when you're ready, gently release. I'm not holding these all for 30 seconds, otherwise this video would be very long, but you should pause and do so at home. Another way to progress that stretch that I just did, let me move this mat back here. So the way you can progress that stretch is bring that knee up against the wall here. This could be difficult for some to get into, so I would start with the other one first, and then bring that left leg in the lunge in front of you. So now I feel a little bit of stretch in this position, but not very much yet. But as I lift myself up, now I really feel that stretch on the right side. And I can't, my right side's really tight right now, so I can't lift all the way straight, but that would be the goal. And again, here, hold for 30 seconds, lifting yourself up. You can also come away from the wall if that's too much and start it out here first, and you work your way into the wall. So just play around with it, but again, start small and work your way up so that you don't hurt yourself. Let's go to the other side. You may find you can do some of these on one side and you have to back out of it on the other side. Generally, one side is more flexible than the other. Like for me, I think for this stretch, I am more flexible on this side, so I can lift up more, making sure we're breathing. Inhaling and exhaling, pulling in those abs, making sure you're protecting the lower back. And gently release, coming back down, coming out of it. The next one is actually my favorite. So this next stretch is actually my personal favorite for the hip flexor. It's called the pigeon pose. So you're gonna start out with your choose a leg. And so in this situation, I'm putting my left leg forward. So when you're doing the hip flexor, it's not important that that leg is flush in front of you. You want that for glutes, but you don't need that for the hip flexor because we're stretching the right hip flexor if you've got your left leg forward. So lift up into that. Right leg is straight back behind you. Toes are flat on the ground. You can either come down and lean into it or lift up out of it, holding here and breathing. I like to start out in this position here and hold for 30 seconds. And then after that, I shift my weight onto my left hand, bend that right knee and reach for my toes here. You're really gonna feel it in that right hip flexor now. And this right here is my favorite way to stretch it. And as you get more flexible, get that heel closer to your bum. And gently release. Coming out, let's switch sides. Right leg in front of us, left leg behind. Let's start out in this position in the pigeon pose. Inhaling and exhaling. And shift your weight, reach back for those left toes. Really feeling that stretch through the left hip flexor this time. Making sure we're breathing. And gently release. So that's just a few stretches that you can do for the hip flexor. So we started with the butterfly. We went into 2 different versions of the lunge. You can also do it standing, which I didn't show here. And then the pigeon pose as well. So let me know in the comments which one is your favorite when you try these.